let's just start out by saying I feel extremely rusty. But I think I've got it. I also have my dogs in here. Because, yeah. Anyway. Hi, Jess. Hello. I know I was getting messages about if I was going live. I just got home like 30 minutes ago from driving from New Jersey back here. So that's like 6 hours of driving. It's been crazy. Because last weekend was Stitch West retreat. Oh my gosh, I've got these talons right now and it's a challenge. Anyway, what was I saying? Unacceptable. I was in Newark, New Jersey, real close to New York City. Kaylin and I went to a K-pop concert last night. So, had to drive back today. And it was fun, except for the driving. Because I drove up yesterday and drove back. So yeah, I went out to Utah last weekend, got back on Monday, like past midnight on Monday. So I guess technically that's Tuesday. And then I had to take my cats to the vet on Tuesday and my dogs to the vet on Wednesday. And then drive to New Jersey on Thursday. Drive home from New Jersey today. It has just been crazy. Hi, Alara. Pretty certain I can be super chatty. The drive this morning started out with Kaylin trying very hard not to be annoyed at how chatty I was. Because it was like the weird kind of chat. You know, like when you get so tired but you're wired, but like, I don't know. And you start saying anything and everything that comes to your mind, and everything is hilarious, even when you know it's not. I don't hit that kind of weird often, but between Steven tries to make me be that place, but yeah. So I didn't even know Stitch, New Jersey was an existing retreat until you were talking about it, Jess. And it looked like you had so much fun. So that is a possibility. Charlotte, we'll see. There's a lot of up in the air things about what I can commit to next year. Because I want to move next year. So I did learn about a Stitch New England as well, but I don't know anybody. I don't yet know anybody, I think, that has gone. So that would be kind of completely new to me. I know many, many people who went to Queen City. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to put my name in the lottery for Queen City. We'll see. But Stitch West was really fun. I thought there was going to be like 200 people, but there was 24 tables and 10 people at every table. So that's much closer to 2,400. Hey, Jamie. I finally got to meet Jamie, y'all. Giselle, you were at Stitch New England. Okay, well, you're going to have to tell me about it more because I did not know about it until within the last week. So, Stitch New Jersey is July. Yeah, the thing about Charlotte is that I kind of want to go back to Stitch West next year. But I don't know what date that is next year. I lost track of how many people asked if I brought my bookshelf. And I kept having to say no, but next year I did think of how I could take my bookshelf to Stitch West. And it'd be okay. Because I can take it off of my scroll rods because I'll only have a small section remaining at that point, kind of like I do now, right? And I can put this in like a hoop or a Q-snapper or something. And so I can take an unfinished project next year. Yeah. But if I do take my bookshelf, it will 100% go on a brag table, even if it's not finished. Pretty certain I can get permission for that. You thought there were going to be 100 people at Queen City? Yeah, wasn't there like 150 or something like that? Where am I stitching? Okay, so this K-pop concert we went to, Kaylin got fake nails for it, and it came with enough that she was like, I want to put them on you too. And so I ended up with these things. Like this. They're real pretty, but this one came up on the drive home today. And I'm like, once they come off, they're staying off now because I have to play the piano on Sunday, and there's no way I can play with these things. Like, that's just not a thing. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, other Suki. Jamie, I was really happy I could meet you even though you were sick. I'm glad you were, well, you weren't sick by the time I met you. I'm glad that you were not sick the entire time so that I could meet you. I don't know if that sounds any better. Stitch New England. Oh, I didn't realize it was the first year for Stitch New England. Maybe that's why I just hadn't heard about it, because it's new and just happening. Stitch West was a lot of fun. I have a video that I need to put together to put out. Head in the books. Hi. I don't know what name to refer to you as, so hi. This is such a great piece. Also, fair warning, I can't keep track of where my brain is at right now, so you know. So if I get off track somewhere, I won't know why I was talking about it, or what I was originally talking about. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. Have I decided what I'm going to bring to Stitching in the Springs? Well, I'm driving, so I can bring, like, everything. And I normally do. I normally bring my full set of DMC and then, like, all the projects. That way I don't have to actually make any decisions. Shannon! It's okay. Sometimes people change their names and I just don't know it. I will try to remember, but don't be shy about reminding me that you are Shannon. Yeah. Also, welcome to FlossTube. Yeah, so pretty much anything can come to Stitching in the Springs. I took 7 projects to Stitch West, which was nice. I worked on all of them either during the retreat or on the plane. I don't know that I will bring, like, every project I have started, but I could. I will take requests. So I chose projects I didn't need my entire set for when I went to Stitch West. I do have plenty of projects that have their threads within the kit already, like within its envelope. But you never know, and so anyway. And I actually ended up helping out 2 people at my table with, like, I ended up having a thread that one of them had run out of and the other one wanted something blingy, and I happened to have the right blingy kind of a thing that they could use. So that was fun. Why would I take my whole set of DMC? Partially because not every one of my projects is kitted up. Like, for my bookshelf here, I work out of my master set. And a lot of my full coverage is currently like that, is I work out of my master set. So if I wanted to do anything like that, I would need that. Other ones are if I wanted to, like, my Mirabilia Sabrina is set, like, I have all the threads, but Mayari doesn't have them kitted up. I just pull it from my DMC. So if I want flexibility on what I stitch on, there's that. Also, you never know when you're going to run out of color, or maybe you want to start a project there, but you haven't made decisions beforehand. Basically, indecisiveness is my reason. Come on. You can do this, Suki. But my full set of DMC is not airplane travelable. Well, not easily. Not carry-on. So I just made sure each project had the threads that I would need, and it was okay. But in March at Stitching in the Springs, I had my full set, and I was able to that was the spring, right, Alara? Alara was finishing a project, and she needed a green color. And so she went looking through my DMC set and found the green that worked for her project. So I saw someone else's. Funny enough, she's Julia. She had everything in one bobbin box. So they weren't full skeins of a floss. It was just like partial, but it allowed her to have all of them in one bobbin box, and she took that to Stitch West. Hi, what are you doing, Elisar? Come here. Come over here. Do you want to come say hi? Elisar. This is Elisar. Hey, Hannah. I saw some project binders in person for the first time at Stitch West. That was really cool to see, like, the different things. Here, Pip. You're too short for people to see. Here's Pip. Hi. They're not quite over me having been gone and then barely back before being gone again, so. Hi. You just can't decide what to take. It can be a hard choice. What I took to Stitching in the Springs was I took 2 full coverage. One because I was seeing a friend that it was getting stitched for, and I wanted her to see it. The other was because I just felt like stitching on that project. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? And you are having coffee at 5 o'clock at night? I guess it's not night, but it's very overcast outside, so. Nacho. Nacho, I have cats too, and I love them, but I do have puppies too. See? Okay, so I only took the 2 full coverage, and then I took, like, I don't know, I just took a variety. Hi, Sandra. Happy to see you here. I have used the Orc Catcher from you, like, constantly. And it was so good to meet you, of course. Hey, Catherine. Kate. You go by Kate. It has been a long time. Am I quiet for everybody? I can mess with my audio a little bit. ADHD, you don't, so, oh, okay, wait, hold on. Tell me about this. Does ADHD and coffee actually, like, is that true for all ADHD people? I know. Can you not? Can you come lay over here, please? Thank you. Ooh, you got the gold sparkly crown in, Jess. Aww, and Cinder. Okay, so I did not know that that was the. I don't have ADHD. Um, Hi, Melissa. Something about stimulants actually slowing us down. That's funny. I yeah. I'm still figuring out what caffeine does to me. Um, I know it definitely helps my mood, but I don't ever feel super wired from it. But I do think that it probably prevents me from sleeping, but I haven't really tested that one out. I'd rather protect my sleep. I know that when I take medication with caffeine, it takes like 3 hours to kick in, and then it makes it very hard for me to go to sleep. So I've never really been in the energy drink arena, Jess. You would drink them and immediately take a nap. That's crazy. You know, I like that I don't get my energy from caffeine so much. Like, it's mostly an energy, not an energy, an emotional boost for me. Um, and that's how I use it mostly. It is for that reason. Um, and I'm glad that it doesn't. I don't feel like, oh, I need it in order to have energy, because otherwise I might make myself too dependent on it, and I don't want that. Okay, I do admit that sometimes I just want the flavor. This is highly true. This morning at the hotel, um, it had a continental breakfast that wasn't terrible, actually. Um, and I was like, let me try hotel coffee. That was a. Anyway, it was terrible and I didn't like it. And I ended up getting coffee somewhere else. Because I was like, oh, this is not the flavor that I want. Yeah, the hotel coffee was terrible. But in when I went to Cape Cod in, I don't know, whatever month I went to Cape Cod, August, July, I can't remember anymore. Um, it was a timeshare resort, and they had like a fancy coffee machine. It was one of those, like, you know, the freestyle soda machines where you have like a bajillion options. It was like that, but for coffee and hot chocolate, kind of a thing. And they, it was good. That one was good. At least the ones that I tried it. Hannah, these absolutely affect my stitching. They're super obnoxious for stitching. The pinky already came off on my drive home. Um, the rest of these need to come off by Sunday, so because I have to play piano on Sunday and I can't play with these ridiculous things. But they absolutely affect my stitching. They affect everything. I'm like, oh, I can't do that like that. Oh, I can't do that like that. You go on Monday to find out when you have to start blood stuff. Oh, man. Did you notice anything? I remember last time we talked, Jess, that... Let's see. Is that it wasn't very clear whether it was helping your body or not. Like, your body wasn't rejecting the infusions, but it wasn't clear whether they were... Yeah. I do like them a lot, I will say that. They're very lovely. They're just very long. If they were shorter, I would be able to keep them longer. But I wasn't intending to have nails on. These were just extras from what Kaylin had from her concert last night. We went to a concert. We dressed up, and she got nails to wear, and she's like, I have so many extras. Do you want some? I was like, sure. And then I'm like, these are ridiculously long. But they are quite lovely. Sandra, I do bet that people are wired differently. Um, like I don't use coffee in order to wake up. I literally will use it just to change my mood or if I just want that flavor. But yeah, if I'm grumpy, Kaylin and Steven both are like, maybe it's a coffee time. Especially local coffee, I've discovered. There was a very delicious local coffee place near Stitch West. And oh man, one of their seasonals was one called Spiced Pear Chai. And I got that, and they made it with espresso, which I learned a new term that's called a dirty chai. I like learning new terms. Um, and it was so, so good. So good. Anyway. And it gave me the confidence to try a local coffee place here that I've been wanting to try. And like, I went in and I ordered all the things that Kaylin and I wanted. And Kaylin's like, you're so confident in coffee shops now. Oh. Did they know that they weren't going to be filling it up enough? Or did they only know that through the first several infusions? And so on Monday, will they be able to check and see, like, what all your levels are and know how fast that's been depleting since you had the infusions? Is that how it's working? The trial and yeah, that makes sense. They do have to do a little bit of guesswork. I mean, I'm sure it helped because, you were like a walking corpse before. And getting the blood means at least you're not a total corpse. Wow, they're exactly where they were before the first treatment. Wow. So, yeah, hopefully that does get to a point where your body gets the. Okay, hi, puppy. Are you gonna lay down? Lay down. Thank you. I can't just sit here and pet you. I'm here to stitch. I got puppies with needs again. Where? Oh, here it is. Wow, double the amount. Does that mean each appointment will be longer? I'm making the assumption that they can't give you the blood any faster, and that just means you'll be there longer in order to get twice as much. The human body's fascinating. Twice a week instead of once. Okay, so each session. Okay, that makes sense. So it is twice the time, but just not all at once. Splitting it up. Okay. It's twice as many pokes, right? Oh my gosh. Thank you. My nose is cold. Can we just talk? Inserting a port. Yeah, I mean, if the choices are like to constantly get poked and like have that scarring and then it becomes harder each time. When I went through IVF, you have to get blood work like every 3 days, and There comes a point where you're like, all the blood places are painful for them to get a needle in. That's true. There's a lot of other um, time time activities involved in that. But getting as good as your body will allow you will be amazing. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, Jess, is that it's like there's kind of like a cap to what your body's going to allow you to hit, which is so unfortunate. Autoimmune is beastly. I saw something the other day that said if you can only give 40% and you give 40%, then you have given 100%. And that feels like such a huge mentality shift, right? Is that if we can only give 40%, we so often still compare that to our 100%. But really, if we have 40% and we give 40%, then we've given all that we have. And I think that that can apply in so many places, like oh my gosh, threading a needle is very hard with these things. Like right here with bodies, like every body has its own current capacity, right? And so if we are achieving whatever that current capacity is, then we've made it to 100%. Because what we currently are is our 100%. Like, isn't that just exactly, like, is that not a ginormous mind shift? Because it's definitely one thing to know that we have 100% and we're like, I'm only going to give 40%. We know how that feels. But if we don't have 100% to give, but we still give all that we have, we should feel good about that. We should not feel guilt. We should not feel like, I don't know, less than or lazy or any other number of more negative terms that we tell ourselves. And Jess, I'm positive you're probably giving more than however many zeros you put there. You are probably giving more than you have to give because you do have so little right now with your body just being crazy the way it is. Also, I meant to say this much earlier in the live so that anybody who is coming along behind and watching this knows, but I won't be streaming a full 24 hours this weekend. I'm not even positive that I will be able to hit 24 hours of stitching this weekend, simply because I did have to do all that travel today, and then I do have things on Sunday. And yeah. So I will probably stitch off screen at times, but I don't think that I will be hitting 24 hours this time around. But we'll see how close we can get. I have also been asked if I will I've been encouraged to stitch monogamous on the bookshelf this weekend and see how, like, if I can finish it, but this is close to 10,000 stitches still. That's not doable in 24 hours of stitching. That would be like 400 stitches an hour. And yeah, that's not happening. I know that I can't do that. Oh, Kate, don't be sad. I know. Just between all the travel, I could not push Kaylin and I to wake up earlier than we did and all of the things. Hey, Jessie. How are you doing? I drove past Fredericksburg today and so much traffic. It was the end. I was like, I'm done. I want no more traffic. And it just kept happening and kept happening. Becca, that is very true. Full coverage is crazy misleading. And you know, if I told people, I'm like, well, this is 10,000 stitches, and they're like, that's a whole lot, but it looks like so little compared to how much is done on this already. But it will be done in time for stitching in the springs. I guarantee that. Uh-oh. Let's not be alert outside. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come back this way. You found a $100 bill on the sidewalk and there was no one around. Nice, Kate. So true, Jessie Marie. The problem is that Fredericksburg wasn't the last. Usually I can get between Richmond and Fredericksburg without traffic, but I just kept hitting traffic even south of Fredericksburg, and it was just, and with the rain on top of that. Hi. What? I'm not entirely sure what she wants. But I'm going to ask Kaylin to come get her. Oh, I can't type with these nails. It's frustrating. Yeah, that was the other thing, was the rain. People. I will say though that it wasn't as bad as New Jersey drivers. I did not like the drivers in New Jersey. But New Jersey is a, what is, where they pump your gas? They did that in New Jersey, so that was nice. But I did not like the drivers. We decided it was because they were probably too close to New York City. I think this was my first time driving up there. I was born in New Jersey, but I only lived there until I was 3. And then we visited every once in a while in my childhood for some family friends that lived there until they moved away. Wasn't my favorite driving. Hi, Carrie in Australia. Well, okay, that is true. There is it's regularly what, like 15 over the speed limit in Jersey. I did notice that. But there was an awful lot of road weaving and stuff like that. Lots of near collisions that I just was not a fan of. And then, of course, there's all the construction and poor signage for when you don't know the area already. Like, I took detours on my detours. We went up on a slightly different path than we came down because we wanted to have lunch at Cafe Rio on the way up. And I think it was a Delaware bridge, but it was like so long, and Kaylin was like, I'm not a fan of this. I do not like big things like this. I don't want to be here. And I was like, so I'm not going on a cruise with you, huh? And she's like, no, you can go with anybody else. Like, okay. And then on the way back, because we ended up on a different path, instead of going over the water, we went under. And I was like, you probably don't like this anymore. And she's like, no, not at all. She hated the water tunnel more than the water bridge. I am in Richmond, Virginia. That's my area, at least for now, until next year, hopefully. Okay. Okay, so I will be live. Right now it is 5:37 Eastern time. And I we'll go stay live until 8 p.m. Eastern time. Um, and then I need the unwinding time tonight. And then tomorrow my plan is to be live practically all day long, because I don't have anything else. And then Sunday, it'll largely be the afternoon, late morning and the afternoon on Sunday. That's my plan. We should still hit like 18, maybe 20 hours, but I'm not sure. I'm just. Getting 24 means I would not be getting sleep, and sleep is a requirement. So, yeah. If she would give better directions in a timely fashion. Or sometimes GPS is like, it has too many words because it has to say all the words. Like, stay left at the fork for, here's a bunch of numbers and here's like 20 words that go along with it. And by that point, I don't remember if I'm staying left or right. And if it's in 2 miles or if it's like in the quarter mile. I get that. I really get that. Also, it's okay. I do understand sukiyaki is a very common autocorrect. I know you don't mean it intentionally. I haven't really put this out there a whole lot, but I am hoping to move away from the Virginia area next summer. Where? So, yeah. Jess, I'm not from the South, and I use landmarks. So, the worst is like, go southwest before towards like King George Avenue. And I'm like, I don't know which of these roads is King George Avenue, and I don't know what direction I'm facing, let alone which direction I need to face. Hi, Nitzy. These nails are obnoxious. Moving to South Carolina. No, I am not moving to South Carolina. I will be moving to... The plan is to move to New Hampshire. So much further north. There are things I haven't done yet in, that's why this is still, it's a plan that I want to see happen. Like, I need to be in contact. I need to find a realtor who works with like buying and selling houses with alimony only. And talk about what I need to do and things like that. Yes, things are going well. You could say that. I'm very happy with. Oh, things are really crazy different though. So I don't honestly know what anybody knows at this point in the drama that is my life. But I'm dating Steven, who is the man I had a date with on Easter. I've been friends with him for like 3 years, and it wasn't like we were looking for a relationship, but it just grew. And it's fantastic. Jess, I haven't told him yet. But I need to. I need to soon, because we will need to have that discussion. However, having said that, Kaylin has said that he has told her that he does assume that at some point in my life I will move away, and that Kaylin will go with me and he will see her less. That is his assumption on how it's going to go, and that is also my assumption with how it's going to go. And it's what Kaylin would fight for also. One thing that's a bit of... I have some mixed information that I'm not entirely sure which one is true. I could not find anything in the Virginia laws about there being an age for children to have their say in which parent they're living with, and those arrangements. But I've also heard from people who have gotten divorced within the state of Virginia say that it was age 14 for their children. So I don't know if the laws changed, or if it's just there's a lot even in the laws that are like, well, it's up to each county, and you can't like find that information online anyway. So it's 13 years federal law. Oh, whoa, see, look, that is actually super helpful to know that on a federal level that's what it is. Kayla was going to have a say in what happened no matter what. Oh, 14 fat fingers. Okay. She's almost 14. That's the thing. In December, she's going to be 14. And so she was going to be part of the conversations no matter what. And have much more of a say in where she is and what she wants to do. So the thing is, so Erla, hi. I got to meet Erla, and she brought me candy from Iceland. It was amazing. So the thing is that if Jared and I can come to a decision about what happens with Kaylin, we don't have to go back to the court. We don't have to talk to a judge. We don't have to change anything within the system. It's only if he and I don't agree and can't agree, even with like mediation or something, that we would then go to the court. So that's how we can approach it. So I am hoping that we can come to an agreement, especially with Kaylin having much more of a say in it. So I think that we can have, I think that we can come to an agreement. It's not going to be like perfect, and it's might not be what he wants, but what he wants, I'm not sure can happen. So Kaylin wants a good relationship with him. She really does. She would like a relationship that is good with him. But it's not easy for that to happen. And so she's kind of left with like her second choice, which is that she doesn't want to be with him a whole lot. We would definitely do make sure that it's in writing and notarized. We just wouldn't have to file that with the court. We can, but it doesn't have to be approved even doing that much. So I would definitely have that like in writing and notarized whenever we do come to a decision. And yeah, video calls and things like that. I think I'm not sure that she would love doing those, but you know, she might. I don't know. I feel like Kaylin would find it awkward with him. Like there's a lot of pressure to hold a conversation right now. I think she would want to visit him. And we'll have some flexibility with her being homeschooled, but I don't know. I just don't know what it's going to look like yet. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't even told him yet that it's something that I'm looking at doing. But I am feeling like maybe now is the time, or somewhat soon. Whereas before I was like, it's a long ways out, and neither Kaylin nor I were ready to say anything. Because it probably will end up that Kaylin receives a lot more of his commentary. And while she can hold her own, she shouldn't have to. On some things, she shouldn't have to be dealing with some of the things that she is. So. Well, we finally settled down now.
You want them out there?
I just don't want them to bark outside while I'm streaming. Maybe, can you... They probably need to get outside and be fed, too. Elisa just plopped on her stomach. Or her back, whatever. Come on. Elisa, come on. Hey. How long ago did I send that request? I don't know. Anyway. We'll figure it out. It's just another part. he actually might try to make more of a fuss that I'm moving closer to Steven, but not moving in with Steven. Because alimony is based on, like, for, anyway, it's very common, but for me, it's, I receive alimony up until, like, I'm either cohabitating or married, or there's a certain time period in which it'll stop if, yeah. And what this move would be is to be closer, but not to combine households at this point. It's not what this move is about. But I can see him trying to, I can see him asking questions, trying to see if he can get out of that. There's like a hair right here. Alright. You guys, it's been over an hour and I have 81 stitches in. Some of that is because I get distracted while I'm talking, and some of that is the nails. Oh, how do I say your name? Anicia? Anicia? Anicia. I like how that sounds, but I have no idea if that is correct. Anicia, maybe? How am I feeling about finishing it? Currently, it doesn't even feel like I'm almost finished the row. Like, I know I am, and I just hit 75%, and that's 3/4 of the way through, and like, when I think about it, it is a crazy thing. But there's something about, like, actually getting very, I don't know, I kind of have to get down to, like, the last couple hundred before I'm like, oh, it's here. But I always like finishing sections and things like that. Jess, you're slaying the day. You ran the dryer and there's... Well, the dryer is real dry now. Because there really is like 10,000 stitches left in this section. So... And when I think about, like, snowshoe hair was like 30,000. And so, like, what I have left on this shelf is a third of that piece. Crazy. Which, it did take me months, but I finally did send it off to Kaylee, and she received it. So, which is good. It had to go to Canada, so I was a little concerned that it would get stuck somewhere or lost. But it didn't. It arrived. It just took me a long time to send it. Yeah, there's still like 10,000 left. I don't It's hard to know an exact number because I do like stitch underneath into the next shelf sometimes. So and I don't always finish like the bottom stitch on the row. So I don't know the exact number I need, but it is about 10,000. I work on it every day except when I am traveling. And I do build that into my daily stitch count. Right now it's like 600 a day. Although I really might work on this fairly, maybe not completely monogamously, but fairly monogamously this weekend. Um, just to get it even closer. We'll see. A couple days ago, I only got in like maybe 300 because it was it was just so busy between vet stuff and getting ready to go and teaching that I couldn't get more than that in. Jamie, that is so true. You're like, 10,000's nothing. And it kind of is, but it's so close to being done that you're like, ugh. It does. It feels like so much longer. There we go. Hi, Brenda. These are tent stitches, not a full cross. But you really can't tell once it's finished. Looks nice. I don't even have a real good concept of, like, is there going to be a lot of confetti or not? The way I've been going about it helps minimize ninja stitches and confetti areas because I just stitch out the thread and then when I finish in, like I'm doing this yellow thread right now, but I started it down here and then I went and found other places that I could put it in. That way I don't have to rethread later on, and I'm eliminating a lot of that hunt and find the thread color. And so that helps kind of that insanity of confetti that comes, right? Because I'm getting them without having to switch thread colors. I hope that makes sense. $817 is not in here. Which project? Which, I mean, Brenda, of course I'm gonna say do it. This one is the supersized max color version of it. I mean, how could I not encourage a start on it? It's definitely, it's a very meaningful project to me, and has only become even more meaningful as I've stitched on it more and more, because it's such a part of my daily life that I can look at different parts of this piece and remember like the challenges and the wins that I went through during that time. Like there's a part over here on this shelf that I look at it and I know the battle that I had at the beginning of the year. Many of you also know that battle. And I look at that section and I can just see me like persevering through that and working through that and spending hours here with all of you, like fighting through that. And like that's what I see when I look at it. There's just so much like tears and sadness and grief, but there's also so much healing and comfort, and like all my life lessons of the past 3 years are stitched into this piece. Suki, the full coverage enabler. Inspirer. We're gonna say inspirer. We're adults. We can make our own choices. We don't need to be enabled. We can just be inspired. I think whenever, like, a bit of ourselves go into every piece that we stitch. And yeah, yes, Jessie Murray. Yes, it's just not stitches. And it's almost like the bigger the project and the more it's with you, it's like any other relationship. The more time you spend with a good friend, the more memories are going to be attached to that friendship. Also, outside right now is gorgeous. It's, I don't even, I guess maybe, I don't think this is what we call golden hour, but just, it's a very beautiful sky outside right now. Let me share this this idea. Tell me what you guys think. So, at Stitch West, I had so many questions on, did I bring my bookshelf? Answer was no. These are scroll rods. I'm not taking them off these scroll rods. They're sewn on. But then I was thinking that when it's finished, I've always had in my mind like, well, I've put so much time in it. Of course I'm going to spend however much money it's going to cost to frame it, to get museum grade glass, and have it be like perfect, right? Whatever perfect means. But then I was thinking, is that actually what I want? Because how many people are going to see a supersized max color project in their lifetime? And it really is different to see it in person than it is to see it on camera. And so I had the thought, what if I finished it into something more like a wall hanging tapestry kind of a thing? And then I hang it, but then you know how like in museums they have the glass or whatever it is mounted on the wall, but like away from the wall, so that your fabricy thingies can be behind it and still have protection from like the light and dust and things like that. Plus this is going to be DMC. I'd be able to easily throw it in the wash. Not that I would want to wash it all that often, but you know what I mean? So then I would be able to take it down, pack it up, travel with it on an airplane. Definitely not like it would never leave me. It would have to be on whatever carry-on was with me. And then I'd be able to show it to people, but then it could come home and still be able to be hung. It's a new idea to me, and I'm kind of thinking about doing something like that. Because I kind of like the idea of it being more tapestry-like rather than I don't know. Isn't there a bit of a different feeling when you see a tapestry on a wall versus seeing like a picture in like this fancy frame? It has a different feel, and I kind of want this to be more approachable like a tapestry than like elitist with a fancy frame. Does that sound bad? Congratulations on finishing that project, Brenda. 16 years is a long time. But sometimes that happens with projects. Especially the full coverage ones. Yeah, something like that. Like I would still want it to be finished nicely, Kate, but um but yeah, something that could get thrown in the wash when I finish traveling with it, kind of a thing. Um that's but I would still want it protected um a little bit, which is why I was thinking like having a thing to hang it behind. I don't know if it's glass or if it's like a plexiglass or something like that. I really don't know. Um, haven't done that much. I know in my head what I'm thinking, but I don't know all the words. Um, yes, Erla, I know that you would. You were one of the ones who asked me before Stitch West if it was coming with me, so. I just, like, I would even be fine with people, like, seeing this without knowing that it was me who stitched it. It's more that, like, I, I just feel like as a stitcher, you want to see the finishes, right? Like, you want to see the things that you maybe haven't stitched on or don't want to stitch on, but want to see that that finished piece. Like, I feel like this is a piece that, like, deserves to be seen. Not that I need any accolades or anything like that. I hope that makes sense. And then I got this crazy idea on, let's see if I can finish a full coverage piece every 6 months, starting with my bookshelf. So, you know, won't hurt to try. I'll be further along than if I didn't. And I have enough data from working with this bookshelf for so long, every day, that I know what I'm capable of. I mean, I may be throwing a move into the mix, but you know, that's minor. I'm gonna have to go look up pictures just because I feel like wall hangings really are they are beautiful. They're just different, and now this thread is caught on this nail. There we go. Jamie, the next one would be Queen of the Night, and the one after that would be Frodo and Galadriel. So, the Stitchy Science Technician, hello. I am happy to call you by the Stitchy Science Technician, but if you have another name I should be calling you by, please let me know so I can attempt to do so. Aww. What happened with that with your start? I take it that means it's not like fudgeable, because I guarantee you I've definitely fudged on here. But sometimes you can't fudge and you do have to just take it out. Andrea or the Andrea? That's hard for you to be able to tell me, but my best friend growing up was Andrea, so. Ooh, you use 161 instead of 160. Girl, those are like... Okay, I already forgot. Andrea. Andrea was the first one. Those are so close to the same color. You... It's not like they're different colors. They're both like this. Hello, Samoya. Oh, midnight. Brenda, that means you're like UK or Europe or somewhere like that. So have a good sleep. Hi, Carol. Tried to fudge, but like big blocks of sky. Aw. South Africa. Okay. That's less in my head about time zones for Africa. Have a good sleep. I'm glad you could join. You know, that's not a bad idea, Jess, because you could frog slowly, like every once in a while. Spend a few minutes doing it. And you can wait until the negative emotions are not as bright and keen as they are currently. Please go in. There we go. I remember the first time I had to frog on a live, and it was Rachel licking floss who said, I was just wondering if you ever have to frog. I'm like, oh, I do, I just don't always have to do it on camera. But we're all human. We all mess up and have to decide what to do about that. Oh, yeah, the recharting. I know, that messed up so many people. Luckily, I didn't. None of my charts were affected by it, but the people who had already started, I felt so bad for them. Oh, I'm glad you guys got to meet. I knew so many of you guys who were going to be there. I was hoping that some of you guys would get to meet each other, so that's fun. How crazy that it was in an elevator, though. I have discovered kind of an odd thing, and we've got several floss tubers here. But when a floss tuber, like, when a floss tuber that's bigger than whatever you are currently at watches you, it's always surprising. Like, Jessie Maria's here, right? Except now I'm used to Jessie being here. But when I first met Jessie and found out that she watched and joined me on these lives, I was like, what? Ooh, which Aimee Stewart pattern? Because I think they're all good. I know a lot of people have been buying the Blanket Fort one currently on this hate sale. And for me personally, I feel like the more people you know, then you have so many options to watch. I don't know, it's like everybody has options to watch. Why are you here, you know? I don't remember what brought this to mind, but oh man. I do have a new technique. It's called I'm just really slow right now. I don't I do kind of have to hold everything differently, but I mostly just feel really slow with these nails. Oh, Boho Seaside View is really pretty. I like the colors in that one. Oh, I know where I was going with this. For some reason the thought crossed my mind like it's kind of funny how easily it is to like pedestal people, you know, like oh, you're super popular, therefore you're like super cool or whatever, and then all like maybe not idolize them, but maybe. But how really like we're just people. We're like just another person, like, you know, like the next stitcher over. So I don't know why we do that to ourselves. What am I doing? I'm working my way across the bottom. That's what I'm doing. These are so long for me. They're obnoxious. They do have to come off by Sunday, so um, I enjoy how they make me feel elegant, but they don't feel practical at all. feel like it would be easier if I were stitching in hand because of how I could hold the fabric in order to run the needle underneath stitches, but I have figured out how to make it work. On this. Words. So I'm not much of a Halloween person. I'm not much of a spooky horror person. But Halloween is coming up, and I have people in my life who like Halloween, as it turns out. So, Kaylin and Steven and I are going to do 7 days of Halloween movies. And there's one that we all agreed on to watch, and then each of us get to pick 2 movies each. It does have to be something that I can watch, so they do have to kind of pick based on that, but that's coming up. And I'm still not sure how I feel about this, but we're going to do it anyway. The rechart fiasco. Okay, so what happened was I think it was like 08 and 09 when the new colors came out, they got charted wonky. And it took a while for it to be found and discovered. And a lot of people had been stitching with those colors with it being wrong. And so their stitching got massively messed up in many cases. And Haid recharted the charts that had the 0809 mix up and sent those out for free to the people who were affected by it. I can't remember the details. Was it that they switched the 08 and 09 or that they put in completely different colors? I can't remember exactly what it was. Okay, a rechart thing that happened I've been completely out of it a couple days ago. So what was the thing a couple days ago? Now I need to know about that. Like, I've not been up on anything because of Stitch West and then vet stuff and the new haunted house. But so many people were looking forward to that. What happened with it? Because this is the haunted house that Jesse started. And like, haven't they been making regular versions and max colors forever? So why did they have a mess up? That's what I want to know. Restarting and future Jess is frogging. A wrong color and symbol on both versions. I see. I don't understand how something like that can. I'm not a charter, so. It sounds like maybe it's sorted out, Jamie, so there's a sale going on, I think. Or maybe that was yesterday. I don't know. I'm passing out fake information like candy, guys. It is dark outside. It's only 6:30, but man. It's time to close my curtains. This one, Sandra, is it's a full coverage one. It's got like a spooky vibe, but like not real creepy, I guess. Suppose I put it in the camp of I would I would I would be able to stitch on it, um, but it's not a location I would want to visit. They do have sales all the time. It's true. Andrea, I can totally give you an answer, but I don't actually know the information, so it would be false coming from me. It does sound like the error's been fixed, but I wouldn't know. Hi, Alicia. Well, there's a lot of creepy ones available. I just wouldn't know a lot of them, and ones that are creepy to me are going to be like super mild to other people. I fully admit this. Creepier the better? Oh no. No, 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 no. You may keep it. I give it all to you. Steven also likes creepy things. But he also likes a lot of other things, which is good because we can watch the other things and he can watch the creepy things on his own. I do not feel any pressure to watch creepy things with him. That's what makes the Halloween movies kind of so tricky, is because I'm like, I mean, I find, oh, what's the something something magic that has Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman in it. I'm like, that's creepy to me, but I know that it's considered a fairly mild movie. Blood magic? I don't remember. Yeah, I can't do super violent either. That's practical magic. That's it. At least I got the magic part. It's like I can handle it, but like not at the end of the day. Not when it's dark outside. Like let's watch it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with all the lights on and the sun shining. And then like let's make cookies afterwards. Murdy She Wrote is as creepy as you get. So like I enjoy all the Marvel movies, and I didn't think about this, but I went to see I think it's the second Doctor Strange movie, and it was the one with the like the third eye occult stuff, and that really creeped me out. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm glad that this was like mid afternoon that we saw that because then I had several hours to like undo the emotions from it. Something so far on the other spectrum, Alara. Yeah, I my method has really just been to avoid the creepy movies. But sometimes I'm surprised, and then like what's feel good? Like any kind of feel good. It is a little easier with my medication, but like not that much easier. There was one show. So Steven likes um, he likes movies and videos the same way a lot of people like music. He actually relates to them, yeah, very much the same way other people like music and listen to it. Um, so he's watched many things. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. um, and so he gives me like kind of the synopsis about what the movie's about or show or something, and sometimes he'll even um like if it's been a while since he's watched it, he'll re-watch it uh to check to make sure it's safe for me. Or it's so cute, he'll like look up like on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb and like watch content warnings. I'm like, I'm like the little kid you need to watch out for. Um, but there was this one that we watched an episode of, and he forgot there was some sexual harassment things, and he forgot about it. So we haven't gone back to that show yet, even though it probably won't be a big reoccurring theme, but like he just wants to be so careful, and it's the cutest. I don't even know Saw 3, so like that tells you my level of scary movie things. I am thinking, Alara, what's coming to your house by 10 p.m. tonight? Did you order something? Did are we getting what are we getting? And why am I using we? You said it was random, so it's not movie related. Yeah, Jamie, that's what Steven does. Steven uses those to determine if something will work for me. He doesn't quite know like where my level is yet, but he's like, I want to stay far away from it. He doesn't want to hit it accidentally and unprepared. And especially when we're like watching it online instead of in the same room. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who requires a parental guide to know what's going to be safe or whatever. It could very much be considered a wee thing. I have, hold on, I've got like a thing in my screen that, how do I move? Can I move this thing? Nope, I can't. Okay. This will make half of what the whole consists of? What do I have? I'm like, Alara, what do I have? I have I have the enchanting enchantress, and I've got a stamped kit, and I've got what I have is not done yet. Oh my gosh. To be fair, a lot of what I have is not done yet. And what I have is not yours. Oh my gosh. Well, then there's no way I'm going to be able to guess. Why is a raven like a writing desk? I know that's what this is now sounding like, is a riddle that is like impossible to answer. Oh my gosh. Alicia, I don't know that I could guess at all. Because now I'm like, what could this possibly be? It's something I have part of that's not done and is not Alara's. I think she's already done the other sorcerer. And the part that Suki has is hers and will not come to me. Oh my gosh. What do I have? I can't like I have zero idea what this is. There's not even like a thought in my head that's like, well, maybe it's this. I have no idea. You know, I would just like to point out, and I have lots of witnesses, that this started out with the guess what is coming, and now like it's like there's no way for me to guess. Oh my gosh. I cannot for the life of me remember if you have another piece that makes you have to. I know, I'm like, it's coming by 10, but can it just come now? What is this? I'm like going through every conversation we've had and in my brain. And like what I have. I'm like I don't. It's just being dangled. If you don't know, I'm not telling you. She broke her silence for this. She broke her just like watching to tell me. Okay, if I have half, I only have a quarter of it. Wait. Am I allowed to guess? I think I know. Mystery is not solved, but I think I know now. Okay. Is summer coming? Is it summer? She did tell me to guess. This is true, Jessie. Yeah, why am I asking for permission? I guess I just need to know that she's going to answer my guess. I don't have half if it is. I only have winter. It's not summer, but it's also not your favorite season. Well, we already know that you have. Okay, so it is the Dimension Kit. So Woodland Enchantress is the one I have. I even put together a pretty low graphic for these four. I just have to find it. These ones. It's we've got lovely glare going on here, but we have winter, spring, summer, and fall. So I want all four of these. I have winter. I have not acquired any of the other ones yet. Alara has fall. She says it's not summer, but it's also not her favorite season, which means. Hi, Bex. You have to wait and find out what the answer is now. In my head, spring is your favorite season. But am I wrong on that? Does that mean you also have this one's. Aren't these so nice? I do love them. There's also a moon fairy that I really like. But yeah, I like all of these ones. Because I can't remember. Yeah. What's my final answer? You don't know what the prize is. Oh, can I phone a friend? I'll ask Jen, caffeinated Jen. We'll collaborate what your favorite season is. Okay, well I know you already have fall, and you already said it's not summer. And I do feel like maybe it's because spring is my favorite season that I just assume it's also yours. So I'm going to say Woodland Enchantress. That's going to be my final answer. And the prize is going to be the real answer. Thanks for joining, Andrea. This. See, I know we've discussed your favorite season before, I'm sure, but in my mind, we're like the same person with different names. This cross stitch from beginning to end, I started it in 2019 and it will be ended in 2024. But I did not stitch on most of 2020 on it. So I'm going to say 4 years, but it's really 5. Yeah. See? Oh, nailed that one. Woodland Enchantress. There's only one place I've been able to find the summer one. Like it hasn't come to 1 2 3 stitch yet, but it's on cross stitch just I don't know, but I have it saved somewhere. Wool And is the name of a company, but it's a clothing company that sells wool clothing, and they're located in Portland, Oregon. She looks real pretty, Woodland Enchantress. I can show her. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. So once I fill in right here, that's all I have of the over skirt to do. So it's just this, and all of right here is this blue color, and this tiny strip is like 2 colors. So that's gonna go like super fast when I actually have time to stitch on it. Woodland has been out for a long time, I feel like, so that's very true. I really hope they don't retire them. As much as I don't love things about Dimensions kids, I really want to do those ones, and the Moon Fairy. Michelle, I don't know if Sandra is still here, but she was here. And Jamie's here from Stitch West. Erla was here too, but it seems like it would be really late for Erla now, so. Your Stitchy world has increased now. Hello, Shauna.
I have the picture saved for that one too, Kate. I can show it. If I can remember where it is saved to.
This one. Yeah. I'm pretty certain this is still, it's the same artist, Ruth Sanderson. This one's charted by Dimensions Gold Collection as well. So, I know, super pretty. She even has like these, if you see like her necklace and her hairpiece here, it just looks, it's so pretty. And it's also down here in her bodice as well. It's so I want to do this one plus the 4 seasonal ones. Oh, coughing that lasts forever is highly obnoxious. I other issues. So true. I I had a UTI and it took me a bit to go to the doctors. I went to urgent care for it. And the nurse was like, "Well, when did symptoms first pop up?" And I was like 8 days ago." And she looks at me like, "You went 8 days?" She's like, "Why did you wait so long?" I was like, "Well, because when UTIs start, usually I take like cranberry tablets and it'll go away. And I'd prefer that rather than coming in and getting antibiotics and all of that." Anyway, that did not work this time. And so by the time I realized that's not working, it was like the weekend. And in my brain, I was like, doctor's offices aren't open on the weekends. I forgot urgent cares are open all the time. So I waited until Monday. That was fun. Not fun. I need to check on Kaylin really quick because her dad should be picking her up, and I have no idea if she is ready or not. Also, my earring just fell off because I was messing with it, and why not? So, one moment. I will be gone like 30 seconds, but yeah. I'm back. He gets her every weekend except one weekend a month. Really, she should have been there yesterday, but we were in New Jersey for this concert. So he's picking her up tonight. So. But I get her next weekend, so. Yeah, but at some point, I know bronchitis, like, one time it, like, popped out my ribs, and so then I had to go to a chiropractor on top of getting rid of the bronchitis. Like, so, but I definitely understand putting off going to the doctor. What am I having for dinner? I honestly have no idea yet. Eating is always weird when you travel, right? And so will I have dinner? Yes, I will. I just don't know what it is at this point. She's eating something, but I think she's eating her leftovers from yesterday. So, and I have no idea what food is in my house because I haven't gone to the grocery store since prior to Stitch West. Yeah. How much Cafe Rio? I only went yesterday. We decided not to go today. But we went yesterday, and it was very, very delicious. But that's what her leftovers are. She did not eat all of her Cafe Rio. She was too excited for the concert to eat anything much. So. Hi, Kim. Okay. Miss Blake Dragon. Which part of your name do you like to go by? Just so I know. There is not a Stitch East, but there is a Stitch New England. This was their first year. I know there's a Stitch New Jersey, like, and then you've got like Stitch Con, which is in Ohio, which is not, I mean, that's Midwest technically, but it's close. And there's lots of littler retreats all over the place. So. Okay, is it Blake or Black? Because it just occurred to me that it could be Black instead of Blake. Jenna, I could endeavor to remember. Black. Okay. Like the color, but without a C. Yeah, okay. Like a black dragon. Excellent. Okay. Like, toothless. I'm sure there's other black dragons, but that's the one that comes to mind. Jess, Stitches of Sass here, she was at Stitch, New Jersey. That was her first retreat, and she had a great time. Stitch, New England, was in Massachusetts, I think. You don't know if Jessie is still here. Jessie is usually quite quiet when she's here. So... I am pretty certain Jessie is coming to Stitching in the Springs. But right now I can't recall exactly what conversation brought that in. I probably will not be able to do Stitching in Stitch, New Jersey next year because I don't know the timing of moving at this point. Because another aspect of this is that this is our last year at our dance studio, but and they don't do competitions, but they might actually take one of Kaylin's classes to competition next year because her lyrical class, last recital, received so many times, like just so many compliments. And one of them was a competition judge who said that that dance was competition material. So they want to take either the jazz or the lyrical to competition, but I don't know the timing of that. So anyway, that and moving, it would just be a lot for me to put on a, like, go to a retreat somewhere. Oh, Shauna, you and Jess should talk about your fun hemoglobin, all the stuff. I think what is so fun about retreats is meeting all the people, but it can be hard to yeah, it can be hard. Okay, but here's the thing, Alara, is that I have already met both of you, and so I can make introductions, and I can say, you guys are going to meet now. And Michelle's gonna be there, and Suki, the other Suki's gonna be there. That's gonna be super weird. And yeah. The table is, yeah. See? What I told Michelle was that, like, bigger retreats can feel intimidating, but then you get there and the world kind of narrows down to your table. Like, you can kind of ignore the fact that you have 200 people around because there's one table that you're really going to get to know. Shauna is catching up in the video, so she will cycle back around to answer our questions about why she's not in the hospital right now. Jesse, that sounds like a calendar item. Like, can you please schedule sickness to go on vacation? There will have to be a nod and a wave across the room. You sit wherever you want. There's no assigned seats. So you can, like, save seats for people, but that's getting challenging. There's too many people who's joining in. Oh, and Caffeinated Jen is coming. Catherine Needleberry was going to try to, but I don't know if she actually is. She said it depended on work. Exactly, Alara. Like, there's so many people that now I'm like, we can't all sit at the same table. Having to rearrange flights. Yeah, I am sure. The nice thing about stitching in the springs is that it's very easy to get up and go talk to other tables. Like, it's very much, it's a lot easier to do it than at a bigger retreat like Stitch West. Because I totally did that at Stitch West when I was talking to other people. But it'll be so much easier at the smaller ones. But every time you say that, Alara, I say the opposite. Like, I don't think the longer tables are gonna help whatsoever. I feel like we'll just get more frustrated because, like, at least with the round ones, you can talk to 8 people pretty easily across the circle. But 8 people at a conference table is, like, a lot harder to talk to all 8 people. Oh my gosh, yes. That's a good point, Jesse. The chairs are terrible at stitching in the springs. Getting up for a walk is not bad at all. Maybe we should schedule, like, a field trip to the Jersey place? What's the ice cream place called? And then we can just go and like camp out for a couple hours and eat like lunch and ice cream. With metal folding chairs? I would absolutely bring a cushion to that. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to acquire a cushion to bring, but then I keep not. And I think what I should do is just bring the cushion that I'm sitting on now. Young's Jersey Dairy. That's what I was trying to think of. Oh, I have a sneeze coming. Okay, it's done. Just two. Yeah, Young's Jersey Dairy. Very tasty. And the other Jen's gonna be there. See, we're gonna have so many double names there. It's gonna be weird. What's gonna be weird is having other Suki. I haven't tried a purple pillow yet. My mattress is a purple mattress. Thank you. Thank you for the bless yous. Thanks for hanging out, Jessie. Looking forward to seeing you next month. Oh, one thing I was gonna say about like meeting people at a retreat. So at Stitch West, Brenda at Handwork Maniac. I don't know if anybody else watches her channel, but like I've seen her channel for a couple years or whatever now. So I knew she was going to be there. And she was there, and I saw her, and I was like, oh, I've never actually talked with her. Like, we've never really had a dialogue in comments or anything like that. And I was like, do I want to go up and say hi at some point? Or, like, do I not want to? I don't know. It was definitely kind of that weird, like, shy feeling. Hello, Jams. I like that. I like that. But what we actually found ourselves walking in a hallway together, side by side, and she actually ended up saying something to me first, and she has seen some of my videos, and it was like, okay, you broke, like, we finally are saying hi, but it was kind of that moment for me where I was like, do I say hi or do I not say hi? Like, and how do you do that? How do you just say, like, oh, I watch your videos and I know all of these things about you? And I feel like we probably all experience that, where, like, it feels weird to introduce ourselves, but really, we can do it, y'all. We can just say hi. And it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Got a brand new lease on life. And she was just as nice in person. And here's the thing, like, everybody that I've met in person has been how they present in videos. There's been nobody that I'm like, oh, you've got a different feel than you do in your videos. Yeah. it was nice to talk with her. There's nothing wrong with lurking. There's many reasons why people lurk, and it's cool. I obviously have no trouble just talking to the camera, but also I've got 6,002 questions if I need to. Just pretend you're in the checkout line at the grocery store. That's where you feel most comfortable talking to strangers. Well, it kind of is that way when you're walking around to different tables and you just see someone's project. You're like, oh, that looks so pretty or whatever, and then like ice is broken. You know you have something in common with other stitchers. And then what's fun is once you start meeting some of them, they introduce you to the people they already know, and it just like spreads out from there. Yep, I have 6,002 questions. I like, sometimes I like asking questions to just answer, and they enter into some great discussions sometimes. Yes, and sometimes when someone's on a TV or they're like, I don't know, we've had people painting kitchens and like running errands. I think I've been at Walmarts and Targets and gas stations and road trips. It's just all kinds of things. It's fine. We're cool. Yes, exactly, Jess. Like sometimes people feel, I don't know, floss tube celebrities is an interesting thing because yeah, everyone's just people. Like we're just people, but at the same time you're like, but you know so many more people, and how would you know me over in my little corner? Or why would you care almost? But we are just people and we love it. Do you take table gifts? You can take table gifts. Not everybody does. So, you can. Some people will take gifts for like the entire retreat. That's just a very personal preference, whether you do or do not. If you don't, there's no shame in that. And if you do, that's fine. Like, whatever you want. They are books. These were from Barnes & Noble. Sorry, I just like super bumped the overhead camera. I got these from Barnes & Noble, and they were $9 each. They might have even been get one half off. I can't even remember. To me, the hard part is when I feel like I know something about somebody else, but like how do you, like, you feel comfortable with them because you know so much because of what they've put out in their videos, but you don't know if they know about you if you make videos, right? Like I make videos, so I know these things about Brenda, but I had no idea Brenda watched my videos. So was this just one-sided? And then how do I say something to introduce myself without having the familiarity that I have like when I'm just talking to all of you guys? I think that's what stops me, but it doesn't stop me for very long. I get over it very quickly, I guess. Because then I remember, like, we are just people and we have stitching in common, even if I don't know their specifics or they don't know my specifics. Those are all things that we can learn as we go. And at retreats, it's so easy because you can say, "This is what I'm working on," and they go, "This is what they're working on." It's great. That's very funny. It's interesting because it's like your brain is working like an extroverted brain would, but with like your social anxiety also at play. So that's very interesting there. They were attached to the back of your needle minder. Oh, let me show you. Okay. These are like my new favorite pair of scissors. They're tiny. And I love them so much. They're so tiny. These are my new favorite pair of scissors, and I would like them more, I've decided. It's the starting the talking. I get that. I get the... They are so cute. I love them. I have a love of tiny things. I have, however, discovered that the scissors definitely needed a scissor fob, and this was the only one I had that would fit. I tried to put an even longer one, but I have definitely dropped these and then had to go searching for them. So let's give it some more bulk. That's what I had to do. I will say, like, so I got to meet like Jody of Satsuma Street and Leslie of Under the Sea Fabrics, and it was so nice to just kind of have a little bit, some little chats with them, because it helps just reinforce that no matter what stage of the craft we are a part of, we just love it. We love the craft, and we have things to talk about, and it's fine. Oh, also, um, Black Dragon, Jenna. Yes, I knew I was gonna get there. About these questions, I did have like a list that I just pulled up on the internet. Um, but the book is gonna be so much more handier than, I don't know, for some reason for me, I just really wanted the books, and so one of these says is 3001 questions about me, and the other one is 3001 would you rather questions. So I'm excited about those. She said hello first, obviously. I took a picture with both Jody and Leslie as well. And Leslie, I did have a lot of interaction. Actually, I guess I had interactions with both of them a lot. Um, like multiple times, I should say. But it's nice. It's just so nice to like hear from designers and fabric dyers and like uh, other vendors and you know, creative people, and to hear a little bit about how they design or how they approach their creative work, because it is different from how I approach mine. You might be able to find other kinds of books. Or like I said, there are questions on the internet. Chaliced hearts. How do I end my half stitches? I run them underneath. I don't like waste away threads. And on a 28 count with 2 strands, pin stitches don't work. I have tried like a loop ending, but they do not work for me, and I do not want those ends to pop out, so I just run them under like this. I loved watching Nora Corbett's Q&A video that Needleberry posted. That was so fun. That was so fun to hear about her process. "1:40 a.m. I will be live pretty much all day tomorrow. My all day. So, I'm sure I will catch you tomorrow. I also really liked watching her like feel comfortable talking. Like in the beginning she was very much like, I don't know about this. Um like a little bit tentative, but then she felt like really comfortable talking about what she did and everything. That was real nice to see. You're welcome. I love our conversations here. What I think is hilarious right now is that I have less than 300 stitches in, but we're almost at 3 hours into stitching. These nails are a hassle. That's okay. I'm just gonna keep going, and we'll get what we get done. don't be surprised if you don't see these nails tomorrow. One thing that's come about because of these conversations we have in these live streams is several months ago. I actually think it was last October at the 24-hour cross stitch last October. We talked a lot about candy in different countries. And because of that conversation, Erla came from Iceland to Stitch West and we met, and she brought candy that we specifically had talked about from that live so that I could try it. Like almost a year later, like we had that connection. I'm pretty certain it came from an entire year ago anyway. And that was so fun. It's also real nice to try that candy. I still have some. I want Kaylin to try it, and then I'm gonna take some to Steven and have him try some. Because it's not every day that you get to try something different like that. At least for me, it's not every day. I mean, maybe for some of you it is, but it's not for me. I will give a heads up. I've got 15 more minutes, well, 13 more minutes, and then I will be signing out. You felt tricked because it still tasted. I could still taste the licorice, but like it's weird because I talked to other people who tried it at Erla's table, and they kind of had the same reactions where some people could still really strongly taste the black licorice, but then other people could hardly taste it. So that's very, very fascinating to me. It's like taste buds are just kind of different. Ever heard of putting a potato in a candy bucket as an option for kids to pick? Okay, so I haven't heard of potato in with Halloween. However, I do know that it might be in Iceland or Norway, or I'm trying to remember who I talked to. Oh, this is awful. But I think in some of the Scandinavian countries, the potato is like their version of coal in the Christmas season. And so it's like, be good or you're going to find a potato in your shoe. But I also know that in other countries, potatoes would have been something really good. Like, it would have been a treat, like when you have poorer people or whatever. Little kids especially love getting a Halloween potato. It's probably a novelty, too. One year I passed out temporary tattoos. Those were very popular. All ages loved them. I might feel a certain way if my kid comes home with a potato. I'd be like, well, we can make you mashed potatoes for lunch. But just you, because one potato is not going to be enough. I'm like, can you please mark off? Thank you. Ooh, Play-Doh's fun. Light sticks, what are they called? Glow sticks. Glow sticks are also pretty popular. And I do think a lot of them is just, you know, when everybody does candy, you want to, and if you pass out anything different, then it becomes like a really fun thing. Oh, Alara. Just a naked potato. Okay, but when you say a naked potato, that sounds like you peeled it already. I was gonna say, Alara, that I was invited to one of your games. And I feel a great deal of confidence in the team because they currently have the only distinction to be eliminated by baby or so, myth, magic, Stitch Wars. Obviously, I don't even know the name. Myth and Magic? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but you're in it. And now I am also in it. And slightly confused. Myth and Magic. My brain got it in the right order. Yes, that one. Yay! Congratulations to your team. Yeah, the team I'm on was eliminated apparently very long ago by a little baby attack because they didn't heal themselves or something. I told them that gives me great confidence for our chance of success in the future. Hi, V. How are you? I will be back around tomorrow. I will only be here for about 5 more minutes, but tonight. But tomorrow I will be here all day. My time zones. Yeah, baby dragon.
I agreed for the next round. I don't know that I will stay very long or whatever. We'll see. I told them I wasn't very competitive and that you aren't diehard competitive. I my confusion currently is like, so however many stitches you do translates to ingredients. I got that part, but then you have to like choose which ingredient, and that depends on what your need is. But I'm like, can someone just tell me what ingredient I need to claim, because otherwise you're probably going to get random things from me, which probably isn't helpful. Which one, V? You might have posted about it, but I don't remember. Blanket fort, yeah. I've seen a lot of people get that one lately, the blanket fort one. That's fun. If my leader, well, I mean, the team got taken out by a baby dragon because they didn't heal. So how organized could they be? I say that, but it's Cat. She's the leader. And you know Cat. So yep. Well, currently I'm a villager until the round starts, and then I'm a banshee. Right? I don't know. I told them to tell me what to do, and I will stitch. You have something for Cat when we get to the springs. Maybe you'll give it to her before the next round. I mean, you guys live close enough that you probably could. Hi, Rachel. Welcome. However, now that you're here, I'm going to be ending this floss and then logging off for the night. I will still be stitching, but I need downtime because it's been crazy. Hi, Joe. Of course I'm going to make the deadline. I cannot take this unfinished to stitching in the springs. I will make it happen. So. Okay, Shauna. I will be around tomorrow and parts of Sunday. I keep dropping my needle because my nails think my fingers are somewhere different than they actually are. I don't know how people stitch with these. I guess you just have to get used to them. But I'm not going to have these on long enough to get used to them. Can you start a live, Lara? We can continue this. I mean, those of you in the Discord channel can use Discord. We haven't done any Discord videos in a while. Discord hangouts. May or may not have stayed in PJs all day with no shower. I mean, I spent like 3 hours straight singing in the car. While Kaylin slept. Where's my needle? Here we go. Alright. I made it to 342 stitches in 3 hours and 16 minutes. So, okay. I will be back. What time am I planning to start again tomorrow? That's a good question. I plan on setting my alarm for 6 a.m. and getting up and then getting like puppies and cats and whatever situated. So my hope is like 7 a.m., which is quite early for US people, but yeah. If I'm going to get anywhere close to 24 hours, I need to basically be on all day tomorrow, so stitching. So we'll see. But yeah. We got good. Like, this is all filled in here. That's where I was working tonight, was here, and then like little bits here and there. So, okay, I will see you all tomorrow. Much love. I'm so happy to hang out with you guys this weekend. Bye.